go to this
Oh
live.
man, we got. Did you got your live going already?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the. Can you pass the phone to Corey? and
Pass the
assist
phone to
me?
Corey? Okay.
Hi, folks. We're having mild technical difficulties. We're getting set up.
Hey guys, thank you so much for being here on Kyler's Live. So all of you guys that are over here on my channel, you guys need to leave this channel and go over to Kyler Ginn. So go over to Kyler Ginn right now. I'll let you drive that while I get you situated. Anyway, right now we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty. I know you guys are here to see Kyler. Anyway, but let me just set this up here for just a second. This is a new fangled gadget that actually Renee got for us.
Leo Medic for becoming
Jeez.
a sponsor.
So my apologies as you guys have to watch us fumble.
Yeah, we actually have 2 lives going at
Yep.
once
So
right
if you
now.
guys are joining in right now, you guys are now experiencing 2 lives at once. All right, guys. Looks like you're. Let me just line that up. Flip the light on here.
All right, we're getting set up. So yeah, if you go to the channel name is Kyler.
Oh my gosh,
oh
it's
my,
bright.
we're blinded.
Holy smokes.
The channel name is Kyler Ginn.
Yeah.
KYLERGINN. We're going live there right now. Yeah. And yeah, we are actually live here right now.
Just real quick, just thank you so much for actually supporting my son. As you guys know, I'm a proud father. And I just
Okay.
wanted to get him some trash.
Anyways.
I thought about getting one of those lights too.
Oh, it's blinding.
It is. It's great though, you know?
Yeah, so for those of you that don't understand that are watching this stream, we were live on his channel to promote this live stream. So he's actually back there closing out a live stream and we're listening to him.
Anyway, so all of you guys, you have 200.
So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna give him half a second to stop talking.
Exploration, togetherness. Renee, my girlfriend, just dropped.
I don't know. Anyways, okay. So anyways, welcome to the live stream. Let's just get started and ignore him.
You sure? We should ignore him? Alright. How's it going, everybody? My name is Cooper, and I'm with Cooper's Amputee Lifestyle. I am Sam's friend, and then I met Kyler as Kyler was growing up, and boy, did he... It seems like the years went on, and he grew up really quick, and now he's probably taller than me.
I probably am by a little.
I remember when all Sam's kids were small, and then all of a sudden it's like they're all big, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, they grow up fast.
Yeah. So, anyways, so we're here today to do a little interview. The good thing is I've been around Corey like a fair amount, but I haven't really like a lot of these questions I'm asking. I don't have any clue what the answers are, so I'm actually curious like to get to this will be actually me getting to know him a little better as you know I'm asking questions. So looks like we have 142 people in here, so I guess we probably can just get started with some of the questions.
Can they hear you? Ask if they can hear you.
Oh yeah, can you guys hear me? That'd be something. I feel like they can hear me. Sam, stop talking. Okay, can you guys hear me? Like, are we good as far as audio? Okay,
I wonder if I should tune in and kind of like that way I can watch questions on my phone too.
Yeah, I have the chat pulled up here. We can. I mean, yeah, we can.
Oh, okay,
decide
perfect.
Yeah, so right now I'm just gonna ask him some questions, and then as I'm asking the questions, maybe think of some of your own questions, and you want to ask him, and we'll open it up after I ask mine and do a little Q&A, you know, with you guys. So, anyways, let's just start. I don't know where to start, so we're gonna start it. Well, I do know where to start.
Okay.
We're gonna start at the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, so where you know, tell me like where were you born? Like what?
I was born in Ohio.
Okay.
But I've lived in Washington most of my life, Washington State.
Okay, cool. So you know, what was like your first job? Anything? Like we're just kind of getting like.
Oh, my first job.
Progressive chronologically.
I mean, I grew up on a farm, and I live on a farm now. But I grew up on a farm. There's a lot as a kid is growing up on a farm. You know, you're spending your after school hours working, fixing fences, taking care of animals. You're waking up extra early to feed the animals. You're feeding the animals when you get home. You're spending your weekends fixing fences, you know, doing all kinds of chores. But my first actual job was a dishwasher in a restaurant, working my way up from dishwasher to prep cook to line cook. You know, so that was kind of my first real paid job where I'm paying taxes, was working in a restaurant.
Yeah, okay. So, as you know, this is Corey of Corey's Amputee Lifestyle.
Cooper's Amputee Lifestyle.
Cooper's Amputee Lifestyle. So you are an amputee. So how How would you describe your life before your accident? Like, what were what are
Uh.
some what was life like for you?
A lot easier.
Okay.
The struggle was not as real. I could get up and I could.
Got a text.
Yeah, sorry, people are texting me. My phone is constantly. I'm popular, I guess, right? People are constantly getting a hold of me. Somebody was like, "Oh shoot, you're in an interview." No problem. I'll talk to them. I'll talk to you later, Lauren. Give me a second.
Okay.
So having two legs, it was great. You know, I could get up in the middle of the night, go to the bathroom. I could go jump in the pool, go swimming. I can go hiking. You know, I think that when somebody has two legs and they become an amputee, they really take their leg for granted. You know, and if I knew that I was going to lose my leg later in life, I would have done a lot more. You know, with having two legs. Now, don't get me wrong. I've done a lot. You know, being in search and rescue, I've been able to go up, you know, the north and south side of Mount Baker for rescue missions. I've been able to go up to Monte Cristo. I've been able to go up the Cascades, you know, Mount Erie, you know, all kinds of places I've done. We did a firefighter challenge where we were raising money for cancer. To go to 69 floors in the Columbia Tower, it took me like 32 minutes when I was on a city fire department, you know, in full bunker gear, breathing air.
Wow.
You know, and so I did do an okay amount, you know, with two legs. But if I knew I was going to lose my leg, I would have done more, you know.
Yeah, and that brings us, so how old were you when you lost your leg and what happened?
I was 27, and so Kyler typed up some questions for me, and this kind of goes into my questions. And I when I got home one night, I typed up my responses I would read. So let me read.
Yeah,
so,
I wanted to make sure some of them he was a little prepared for. We
right.
We are freestyling some of them.
Right.
I just want to make sure the important ones, you know.
So the first question that just goes with the questions: how did you become an amputee, and how did you overcome the adversity? So, I lost my leg due to a traumatic injury. I was in Philadelphia. A car was exiting the freeway, and I was on my motorcycle, and T-boned me, ran the light and T-boned me, and I lost my leg on impact. And I ended up flying over four car lanes, and ended up on just shy of the sidewalk on the other side. And I had to, when I rolled over to try to get on the sidewalk, I noticed my lower leg wasn't responding. So when I'm assessing myself, I knew my leg was amputated on impact. It looked very, it didn't look fun. It was gross. So it was just, my leg was attached by tendons and a little bit of tissue. So I used my belt to go high with the tourniquet, and instead of going 4 inches above the wound, I went right up on the femur. It's a lot easier to tourniquet on the femur than it is on the tib fib. So I went high up on the tourniquet, and the medics arrived and were able to add blood. They had to resuscitate me a few times.
Wow.
I remember waking up in the hospital. It was very sore because they were doing chest compressions on me. He also asked the adversity. So, I have not overcome all of my difficulties or misfortunes, but I did overcome a great deal of them. Okay. And I was first told about the 7 stages of grief when dealing with some traumatic events, and that the effects that they affect you a great deal in life. Let me go over these 7 stages with you guys real quick. So the first, when somebody suffers a traumatic event, you know, they have these 7 stages of grief. You know, I'm going to go over this first stage with you. Okay. There's like a shock and denial. You know, this is a stage of like disbelief and just a numbing feeling overall your whole body, right? So I woke up in ICU. I had a C-collar on, and I had 2 tubes going into my throat that were down here. One tube supplies me with air. The other tube sucks up gunk that's building up in my chest cavity. And I remember when I had to put C-collars on patients on MVAs, which is motor vehicle accidents. And so I was going to grab that Velcro and start pulling off my own C-collar. And I was going to start pulling the tubes out because the nurse wasn't there when they woke me up.
Oh, wow.
You know, so I just woke up and I was surrounded by, my sister and some family. So, but luckily, because I felt like I was constantly like choking with these tubes in my throat. I'm like, get this tube out of my throat now. And then, oh boy, when they pulled that out, I felt that come all the way out.
Oh, I can't imagine that. That's horrible.
Yeah. And I told the doctor, I said, if you can't save my right leg, I don't want to live. You know, I only want to live if you can save my right leg. And he goes, don't worry, we're going to put you under. We're going to take care of you. But he couldn't save my right leg. It was already done.
So that's like, that's crazy, obviously. That's a lot of trauma. But so like, so you told him that.
Mm-hmm.
So how did they, when you woke up, did you just wake up and notice, or did they tell you?
I woke up.
Like, how'd they tell you, we weren't able to save it?
I woke up and I used my left foot to feel if my right foot was there, and it wasn't there.
I can't even imagine. That's horrible.
Yeah. And then I was like, I thought I told that doctor that I didn't want to live to pull me off life support if he couldn't save my right leg, but whatever.
Well, I'm glad.
But I'm glad.
I'm glad he went against that idea.
Yeah, I'm glad he went against it too.
Oh.
He had my sister sign some forms, and it's but it's okay, I mean, everything happens for a reason, and in a good positive light. So, shock and denial, the state of, disbelief or feeling dumb. I woke up in ICU and I just couldn't believe what happened to me, and I was still alive, and, I was missing my leg, and I just felt like I was trapped. I was literally a prisoner in the hospital bed. And the second stage is like pain and guilt. I was in a great deal of physical pain and emotional pain, I really felt as if my life was over and there was no point to life from that point forward. I felt like I just had the worst luck right now, and then there in my life, and I had no choice but to endure it, And I felt like it was in a hopeless spiral, like there was no light at the end of the tunnel. The third stage is anger and bargaining. I was really angry. I wanted restitution. I wanted justice. I didn't get anything. I don't even know what the guy looks like that ran me over.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just said, hey, where's that green Honda that hit me? And they said, hey, it's parked in the corner. The guy's still in his car. I don't even know what the guy looks like. I didn't get any money. Nothing. It is what it is, I guess.
Sorry, let me get my...
The fourth stage is the most important stage in my opinion. Depression. Depression is the most challenging. It is almost more challenging than just the ability to walk on its own. This was the most challenging stage. I felt hopeless. I felt emotional and physical pain. Phantom and nerve pain are no joke as well. I was self-medicating with alcohol to help numb it all. I just wanted to be happy in this new chapter in my life, this new chapter that I'm stuck in. There's no going back. There's no going back in time. It's all going forward now. And I was taking medication, and, the doctors, they just want to give you pain meds. They just want to dope you up and everything, and that doesn't solve anything. And, I'm having a lot of nerve pain and electric currents, a lot of phantom pain and everything. A lot of, sensations that prevent me from sleeping. And I was trying to self-medicate with alcohol, trying to just numb it all.
So what what got you out of that depression, or what at least got you moving forward with that depression? Time, acceptance, like what?
Time, a lot of my loving friends and family, and getting out and just trying to be active again and trying to keep my mind and body busy, giving me something to live forward for and move forward, and kind of, you're broken and you're trying to piece your life back together.
Yeah.
You know, and you got to have those friends and family that kind of help show you that, like, they care about you. You know, let's get you going in a new direction. If you can't follow the old direction prior to your amputation, then let's go in a new direction.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
the next stage is the upward turn, as Kyler was talking about. The upward turn, you know, I was told I could live a normal life again. I was shown that amputees can be able to walk and run with prosthetics. I was told that they can walk around and no one would even notice they were amputee. When I was in the hospital, I was in the hospital for 3.5 months, not by choice.
Wow.
I was just stuck there healing. They had people walk in with pants that were walking normal.
Mm-hmm.
They have a prosthetic leg on. They would run down the hallway. They would walk up the stairs, walk down the stairs, show me. You know, they would say, you could do all that. You could be like that. You could heal and do that and more.
Wow, yeah.
You know, and I wasn't buying it because I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm stuck in a wheelchair. You know, I'm on my first prosthetic leg and it hurts. The pain is excruciating. You know, I'm getting a lot of pain that I cannot control. It's so painful that you're sweating. You know, that you just sweat from the amount of pain that you're experiencing. But they told me, they said, hey, you could do all that stuff. You can live a normal life. The sixth stage, reconstruction and working through. So I submitted to the doctors, the nurses, the physical therapists, and the prosthetic manufacturers. I did everything they wanted me to do while in the hospital for 3.5 months. And during my physical therapy, I did as much of the exercises as possible, or as my body would allow me to do to endure the pain. So I was in the hospital. Now, I when I had 2 legs, I was running a mile a day.
Wow.
I was running a mile a day. I was doing my push-ups. I was doing my sit-ups. I was getting ready, you know, because I was enlisting, and that kind of screwed that up. And I wanted to go into the military and make something of myself.
Oh, wow.
You know, and I thought it'd be great. You know, I love hiking and everything. I love going out in the mountains and stuff. I figured, great. And the Army was like, yeah, we'd love to have you.
Yeah.
So I was getting ready, and I couldn't find any work out there in Philadelphia when I was out there living with my sister. And I figured, well, all right, I'll go to the recruiter and talk to them. So I felt like okay, cool. I'll have something to live forward to, a good future with the military, and then I'll get out and go to school. You know, but that kind of, you know, everything happens for a reason. That kind of fumbled my whole plans with them, you know, and now I'm just like, you know, stuck. I'm trapped in this hospital bed, and there's no point in fighting it. I might as well just say, okay, you guys want to help me? I want to be normal again. So what do I have to do? So I did all the exercises they want me to do, you know, while I was there. You know, I did not eat. I did not eat for a couple of months. They were threatening to put a tube in me.
So how did you get any nourishment? Did you just, you know, burn in fat and just
yeah?
sustaining?
And I was a lot of I atrophy. You know, the muscles. I lost a lot of muscle tone.
Yeah.
And I lost a lot of weight too, just not eating. And they were threatening to put a tube in me to feed me. And so I said, okay. So I started forcing myself to eat Jell-O, and then I started getting my appetite, because I just didn't have an appetite.
Yeah.
You know, and I started getting my appetite back, and I started eating, and then my sister was bringing me, you know, some sandwiches or something like that, you know, and from the deli, and I was starting to get my appetite back, but then it's like when I got out of the hospital, I ate too much and I gained a lot of weight. I went from 210 pounds up to 303 pounds because I was eating. I was eating to mask my my depression was making me eat.
So before the accident, how much did you weigh roughly, if you can?
I was about 210.
So you were 210, and then you lost weight from not eating, and then
yeah, but I don't know how much I weighed because I didn't have a scale.
Because you say 210 to 300, but you probably was more like 100.
Yeah, I lost a lot of muscle tone too.
Yeah, probably like 100 and something up to 300.
Probably, yeah, because
Wow.
I never stepped on a scale, you know, because I couldn't. I was having problems walking, you know, and there was some times where I had to walk with just crutches, miss with one leg and crutches. It sucked going up and down the stairs. It was terrible. I would not want to relive that. That's the worst. That was the worst time in my life is trying to get through that.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
I mean, when I started hitting the gym heavily, going 4 or 5 days a week, and starting to put the muscle back on and burn weight, I went from 303 down to 254, and I went on some pretty extreme dieting, and I lost 30 pounds in a month.
Wow.
And not the healthiest way, but I lost 30 pounds in a month, and then I started putting muscle back on. So I was able to lose a lot of weight that way and start putting muscle back on. Currently, I'm at 258, and I'm still trying to get down to 220. That's my goal right now, is if I can try to get down to 220. But it's hard when you work a full-time job and you come home to edit videos and everything. It's hard to try to fit in a half an hour to an hour of trying to work out and stay healthy.
So would you say though that would you say one thing that kept you going was seeing the other people who had done good, like afterwards were able to be physically active, and then just the idea of, if I work out, it was like having a goal to work towards, a really
right, and I couldn't just go straight into the gym. There was a lot of learning how to walk. I had to learn how to walk before I could start working out. And when I moved back to Washington, because the first prosthetic guy, he just wanted to build me legs so he can build my insurance. I just want to make a quick buck off this guy. I don't really care if the leg fits him properly. I don't care. So the physical therapists are fighting with the prosthetic manufacturer and everything like that over in Philadelphia. And so I said, I'm going back to Washington. So I came back to Washington, where the majority of my family is. And I linked up with a new prosthetic guy, and he goes, well, I want to help you. And so he got me learning how to walk, and I said, okay, cool. Well, if I can learn how to walk, I can start, and I can start living life again. So I started getting outdoors and started living life, and I was walking on the trails, doing airsofting with my friends again, and I was using a crutch, and then I went to a forearm crutch, and then I went to an offset cane, then I went to a trekking pole, then I was able to get around without any assisted device. So I was able to just kind of, live life again and move around, like, cool, and then it's like, and I started getting back into the gym and started getting on the treadmill and lifting weights again, and I wish I still had that spare time where I could still go like 4 days a week, The last stage that I didn't quite cover yet was acceptance and hope. Once I was walking around with a prosthetic, I used crutches to help, and then moved on to forearm crutches and offset cane, trekking poles, and then I was unassisted walking around and on the trails. I was seeing the changes.
Okay.
I literally looked back and I said, wow, I was using a crutch, and then I moved all the way down to trekking poles, and then nothing. I can see the changes, because I was going out every weekend with my friends, going out airsoft and doing the trails and everything. I was able to see my own progression, and then that kind of really helped open my eyes. I accepted that I was an amputee, and I said, this is just my new life now. It's hard. It's not easy.
Yeah, wow, that's a lot to digest, and it's amazing that you overcame what you overcame. Like, obviously you can tell you're an amputee, but just talking to you now, you would never know. Like, you seem so well adjusted, and you obviously has been through a lot of work, but it's really amazing. So that kind of leads with how you were. So I guess what we can kind of not necessarily wrap up that chapter, but kind of, I want to know what's your advice to other people who might either be disabled or going through similar situations. Is there any?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think that'd be a good. What's some advice that you have for people that are going through similar things?
Yes. So, what advice do you have for people who are amputees and are going through similar situations that you went through? There is light at the end of the tunnel. Whether you believe it or not, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And if I could go back to where I was back in time, where I was still in the hospital bed, and would I picture myself here now in present time? There's no way.
Yeah.
But you don't know until you travel and you get there, and I'm glad I made it through that struggle, and the struggle is real. I'm still dealing with struggles, but not as much as it was back then.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you, if you're in a similar situation, you don't have to just be an amputee. It could be something else like back pain or something like that, or
Depression in general.
Right.
Yeah.
Depression in general. I mean, like, there's gonna be light at the end of the tunnel. Don't give up on life. Don't fight the doctors, nurses, physical therapists, or prosthetic manufacturers. They want to help you. They want you moving around and living life again. Once you are moving around on your prosthetic, you should, find a hobby or an adventure you can work with to help find happiness again. Because one of the main things that I thought is I just wanted to be happy again.
Mm-hmm.
If I could just move around, do what I used to do, or find something new, I could be happy again, I could love life again, and that's what I did. That's exactly what I did, and I wanted to keep my mind busy, my body busy, like, for example, I mean, if somebody has a mobility issue but they want to climb a certain mountain, they want to climb a mountain but they have a little bit of a mobility issue, but they're trying to struggle on getting better, in their mobility, I mean, try to go climb a mountain. You don't have to do it on the first time, but if you can make some progression, and every time you make an attempt, you get a little further down that trail, you'd be amazed at what your mind and your body are capable of.
Yeah.
If you just keep pushing forward and trying, just don't give up, just try. That's all you got to do. You never know what you're capable of, until you try.
Amen, man. That's powerful stuff. So now, getting into, I guess it's kind of on the same path, but it's a little more light. So he has a scuba diving channel. That's mainly what your channel
Mm-hmm.
is. So how did you get into diving? Were you already an amputee when it happened? Was it before? Like, how'd that happen?
So, like, how did I get into scuba diving? Well, believe it or not, I was getting into it back when I had two legs.
Okay.
I think, this is a little side note, I think scuba diving is kind of, it's almost like a genetic. Now, my dad was a deep sea diver in the Navy. He dove the Mark V helmet, doing really, really deep dives.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And but we never really talked about it much when I was a kid growing up, But yeah, he was a diver. We never really talked about it. We started talking a little bit more about it when after I got certified. But back when I had two legs, something told me I was drawn to a new sense of adventure and excitement. But I never really had the money,
Okay. Yeah, diving's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you've ever gotten into it, you'll know.
Yeah, I have a job right now, and it's still expensive, But back in 2007, back when I still had two legs, I went to the Puyallup Fairgrounds, and I was there, and I met a guy named Joshua and a guy named Wally from Tacoma Scuba, and they had a booth back then, and they were offering, some discounted courses, and open water was certification was $200.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I can probably afford that. So I went there and I was going through, I paid the 200 something bucks, and I was getting all the class work done. I was getting all the pool dives done. I remember I was going to work, and then I was leaving work to go to the pool with everybody else in the class to get the pool work done. And then we had our test at the end and everything. And then the last thing I had to do, which wasn't during the week, it was on a weekend. It was the open water portion during the daytime of the weekend. I couldn't get the weekends off. I needed that Saturday off to get my open water portion done, and my boss just wouldn't give it to me off. Back then I worked 6 days a week. I only had Sunday was my only day off, and I needed that one Saturday to get my open water done. I couldn't do it. They wouldn't give it to me. And
Oh, wow.
so I felt like I had to let that whole training go, because I did everything after work, to get it up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at the last part of the open water certification, and my boss would just not give me one Saturday to get done. Yep, so I had to let it go.
And so you picked it up again after your accident?
Yes. So after
Okay.
my accident, I'm I have a lot of healing to do, physical therapy to do, and I'm like, I can't just sit home and be bored. So I decided to enroll in school.
Okay.
I said, I'm going to go back to school. I didn't finish the first time I went because I didn't have the money to finish, but I'm going to go back to school, see if I qualify for financial aid. Well, this time I qualified for financial aid. I didn't qualify back then, but this time I qualified for financial aid. So I'm going through school thanks to financial aid, and I am in a class with another person that I'm good friends with today. And we're in this class, and he goes, oh, yeah, I'm a scuba diver. And I said, oh, yeah, I was trying to get into it, but I couldn't get into it. And he goes, well, you got the time to do it now, do it now. So go down to the shop, talk to the owner, Walt, and the shop is called Scuba Set, back when it was still open. And he goes, tell him I sent you, and we will basically, kind of get you going and recertify you. I said,
Okay.
Sure. So I went down there, and I talked to Walt, and I said, yeah, I don't know if I can complete the course. Do you think I can do it with one leg now? And he goes, yeah, absolutely. He had me paired up with an instructor's Ginn and Bill, and they were so great. They were motivating me. I completed the training, did everything. Even like I remember with the treading water for 5 minutes with one leg. It's hard to tread water missing a leg. You got a little less engine power.
Yeah, it was fun with 2 legs.
Yeah.
I can't, yeah.
Yeah. It's a little harder for me to tread water with one leg.
Yeah.
So, So it was a little more challenging, but I did. I passed it, and I'll tell you what. That was some years ago, many years ago. I'm now a SAR diver.
Yeah.
And I have a DM certification, and I have 750 dives.
Okay, so that kind of brings into the next question was, so how did you become a SAR diver? How did you get into search and recovery work? That was SAR. Search and recovery.
Okay. So I started search and rescue a long time ago. In 1998, I joined search and rescue as a ground pounder. I was 16 years old. And in 2000, I joined the fire department when I was 18 years old. And I wanted to help people, and this is back when I had 2 legs, obviously. I really enjoyed helping people, and SAR felt like it was my after-school activity. Everybody was doing sports and stuff, and I wanted to do something a little bit more meaningful to me. So I thought that basically joining search and rescue at 16 was a little bit more meaningful, where I'm actually in the woods, doing something, helping packing people out. And it did. It felt like it was a second family, and just working with a bunch of talented individuals, with different skills and different age groups and stuff, being able to go up in the mountains and really help people they need and packing them out, not just doing rescues, but doing recoveries and evidence searches, fighting floods with sandbagging and stuff like that, evacuations, and it was really good. After some time, doing that, with 2 legs, I was like, this is a great chapter in my life. And now that I had 1 leg, I was like, it'd be kind of cool to get back into search and rescue, but now that I'm a scuba diver, maybe I should do it as a diver, instead of a ground pounder, I'll do it as a diver.
Yeah.
So I did some research online, and I found a volunteer SAR dive team that was just an hour away. And I went there and joined their team, and I've been a member of their team for over 10 years, and
Wow.
now I'm a SAR diver, and I'm the vice president on their team currently.
Okay, pop off.
Yeah, and I do my part to help run the team. We have a team. I helped build the team up, and we have almost 20 people on the team now.
Wow.
And I even dragged Sam the Adventure Man on the team and to help me with the team, and I did. I dragged a great deal of my friends on the team, and some stuck around and stayed, and some moved on to other avenues and stuff, but it was great. It was great to be able to go out and help find missing loved ones and be a part of the search and rescue community again.
Okay, so that actually brings me to a question. How did you and dear old Sam the Adventure Man meet? We can bring you. We can bring you in.
I can come in and sit in
Yeah,
on
you
this
can
one
sit
here.
down. For
Sam, you want to take that one? You take that one.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Rest your voice.
Yep.
yeah. So I met somebody through work. I just became a diver also, and they were telling me that, hey, come check out this dive club. It was the same one that Corey was involved in. I think when Corey and I both met, we both had like less than or around 10 dives. So I showed up to this dive club. It was around Halloween. It was actually, they do a pumpkin carving dive where you get a pumpkin and you go underwater and you carve it, and whoever has the best looking pumpkin wins the prize or whatever. And so I didn't really know anybody there, and Corey was new also, and so me and him got so we were both like, nope, we didn't have a date or partner or anybody. We just showed up alone. They're like, you two lonely guys, why don't you guys go do something together?
Wow. So you guys, so the teacher put you together.
Yeah,
You weren't even,
we didn't even know each other.
Poor losers that
We were the poor guys that showed up, didn't know anybody, and so he showed up, I showed up, we didn't know each other. We got teamed up to dive, and we actually won that contest. So two strangers never met. We went out and we carved the pumpkin. We came back. I think I found some seaweed and I put some seaweed on it for hair, and it was just a really cool moment.
I think I still have that video on my YouTube channel too.
Yeah.
It's like way back when it was back when you had the black and yellow wetsuit, and I was wearing the blue and black wetsuit.
Because I got that at a garage sale, because I didn't have money for dive gear. Dive gear is expensive. But anyway, so yeah, Kyler, so that's how we met, and since then we've been winning.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, because I remember that. Because even that's we met. Remember Lauren? She's on our dive team too. We were she didn't really have anybody to dive with, and I said, let's just all form a group to go diving together.
Yeah.
We all kind of dove as a group,
And it's a cool thing. So, if you guys are interested in becoming a diver, most dive shops, they have dive clubs that are attached to it where you can go, and a lot of times they'll go out to eat and they'll have discussion, and then you can meet other divers, or they'll have, actual diving trips planned, local, where hey, let's meet up at Redondo, or let's meet up at Les Davis, and you'll go there, and if you don't have anybody with you, or you're new to diving, they'll pair you up and they'll get you with the right people, and they'll get you out diving, so if you guys are interested in becoming a scuba diver, scuba certified, you don't know anybody else that is, just go to the shop anyway. They'll set you up. And how long have you known each other? About 12 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've known him about 12 years. It's been a great friendship. Diving for me has just been amazing. It's really been a huge part of my life. Meeting good friends. Now my son is diving. The things I've been able to do, the places I've been able to go, and it's just been an amazing experience. So I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how we met. So he showed up, I showed up. We didn't have partners, so we were stuck together. I was like, man, I got this. He's looking at me like, man, I got this guy with a dorky yellow suit. No, not really.
I didn't know anybody, and I'm just like, all right, cool, let's go do this,
All right, I'm out of this now.
Save it for the Sam the Adventure Man interview.
Yeah, we got yeah.
All right, good work.
Thank you.
All right. Well, wow. Thank you for the cameo appearance and the explanation. So, you're a scuba diver. You're an amputee. We've established that. You do search and rescue. So with your YouTube channel, what's some of your things you do, and what are some of your future goals with it?
So what you can expect to see on my channel is, now, my channel is a little unusual. Everybody usually has a channel, has a niche, where they go, my channel is metal detecting, my channel is traveling, my channel is hunting, my channel is fishing, my channel is XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
But with my channel, it's a little different. I'm not just settling with one niche. I'm basically my channel is basically showing the world. Now I've had a YouTube channel for years. I used to go on there and I used to just post airsoft videos, because we'd get together, have a weekend of airsoft, and then when I started diving, people were like, oh, what's down there? And so I said, hey Sam, let's go down and look for some critters, and I would film them or take pictures of them, and then I'd put that on YouTube. And so, and that was back, I didn't know how to edit videos. So, like, if I took a 45-minute video, that was it. I just uploaded it. It was, like, brain-numbing to watch, you
Good
know.
for the watch hours,
yeah,
though.
I guess. You know, you probably got, like, 5 or 6 views after just uploading it. But anyways, but I was just trying to show the world, like, yeah, we're diving in Redondo. Check it out. There's an octopus or whatever, you know, and but you have to watch the whole video to look for it, you know.
Yeah,
I didn't know anything about editing.
35 minutes in, if you freeze it here, you might see the octopus.
Yeah, but now, you know, within this last year, I thought, you know what, I'm doing all these crazy things to help stay mentally healthy, you know, because of dealing with having to be an amputee and using a prosthetic to get around, because the struggles are real, you know, and you know, everybody has to, like, fight depression when dealing with a disability and stuff, and I've been able to combat that and do really well. And I figure, you know, if I'm already doing all this stuff where I'm out, you know, scuba diving and trying to travel the world and dive different locations, you know, outside of my state, and be able to, like, you know, enjoy life and everything, why not show the world that? Why not be able to show that? So that's what I've been doing. You're gonna see, like, all kinds of stuff that I'm doing on YouTube. You're gonna see, like, the traveling, the diving, the treasure hunting. You know, you're gonna see all kinds of stuff, not just one thing that I do on YouTube. You know, so, you know, when you watch my channel, you may find a bunch of dive videos, you may find some treasure hunting, you may find some traveling, you know, the fishing, you know, razor clam digging, you know. So I have all kinds of stuff that I do to just kind of be happy. So it's kind of like a YouTube personality, you know.
Okay. Corey is a real professional. My dad, I'm not even going to tell you, he came over in a mask. And not a COVID mask, like a party mask. And he was over here, I was cracking up. It had nothing to do with his story, but I'm impressed that you didn't lose it during that. Oh my gosh. Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
So I hope that I can kind of show others and inspire others that, you know, if I can live life and be happy and be able to overcome my disability and be happy, I mean, I really hope I can send that message, and I hope it can work for other people, you know, because I know other people are dealing with, you know, depression or some certain kind of injuries or ailments or whatever like that, that is just kind of like they're not able to get out like they used to and do what they used to, and maybe if they can just get out and see me pursuing a hobby, that they can go out and pursue a hobby or an adventure and be happy, you know, as well. And I hope them watching my channel can help send that message, you know, and
I see a lot of people that comment on my videos, my dad's videos, and just in general saying, I'm not able to get out and do what you guys do. And, you know, you don't have to necessarily, you know, go out and scuba dive and clean the environment or go do the things we do, but just find, you know, something that gets you out of the house, something that gets you, you know, in nature, just, you know.
When you were a kid, did you ever watch, like, National Geographic?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch that National Geographic when I was a kid. They would talk about a certain part of the world, right? Like, let's go to this jungle, right? Let's talk about all the animals that we see on our trip in this jungle, you know. And they would like tell you what the name of this bird is, or what the name of this bug is, and then like maybe a random fact about it or something like that. And they would show a little clip of it crawling or flying or whatever, and it's like, I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Now I can kind of do that with my YouTube channel. Now I'm not an expert.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert at all, but I mean, but to be able to like go somewhere in a different country and be able to get it, like show people what the food is, traveling there, going down the streets, going on the beaches, going in the woods, you know, looking at the creatures in the water and everything, and showing them like what this fish is called, what that fish is called. That's cool, you know, and a lot of people comment on that and say like, I would never be able to go there. Thank you for showing me, you know, in your video of what it's like there. Thank you. And I was like, no problem. Because I'm kind of the same way. Like, there's a lot of places I'll never be able to go and see in this world, but I can go on YouTube and be able to kind of experience it to some degree by watching a bunch of videos on that area. So it's like I kind of want to do that too. You know, show people what it's like.
Yeah. Wow. So that's awesome. Really, I think we're kind of on a similar wavelength with what your channel's obviously a lot different, but we don't really want to be one niche. That's kind of what this is for me. I want my channel to be different things. I wanted to show people different sides of me. That's why it's my name, because it's about my life. It's not necessarily, you know, oh, I'm just diving, or oh, I'm just doing this or that. So it's really awesome. So yeah, so I think we're gonna open it up a little bit to some of the comments. We've been, you know, ignoring them. We've been ignoring you guys. He's been giving us great, just, you know, inspirational, and it's really, you know, crazy.
And I will say, and any future amputees out there, like, I know the struggles are real, and I'll tell you this. I've had some struggles where, like, I went back into the fire department. I gave them 3 more years before I got out and I started working for the state. Okay. And, you know, so I can focus more of my time for the agency I work with. But when I was in the fire department, you know, I went through and did wildland firefighting again. And, you know, they sent me out to fight wildland fires and stuff, and I was having a blast. It's like, yeah, this is great. This is like back when I was working in the Forest Service again, you know, because I mean, I did a lot of firefighting for 7 years, you know, in structural and wildland, and all of a sudden, like, bam, I get a pressure sore. I've been on my leg too long. I get a pressure sore. Enough to the point where they got to cut a chunk out of my skin and let it heal. So there's a lot of challenges as being an amputee, but like, dealing with that, it's like, okay, you know, and I've been on bed rest for, like, I'm on the couch for a month.
Wow.
For my leg to heal up because I got a pressure sore from standing on it too long. You know, and yeah, there's constant challenges, you know, and it's okay. You gotta just go one day at a time. You know, if you got a little bit of a hurdle, just get over it and keep going, you know. So no matter what challenges you have, even when you have a prosthetic, just keep pushing forward.
Yes, that's great. It's amazing. All right, so there, yes, people are commenting, wanting us to, you know, answer some of the questions.
Yeah, what's a good question?
Yeah, so let's see. We're gonna look through some of the questions. So yeah, right now, just if you have any questions, just send them through, and we'll, you know, start to look at some of those. I feel bad for ignoring the chat, but like he was going off and giving us great information, and a lot of people are commenting on my hair. Yeah, my hair is pretty out there right now. Is
it weird to see me with a beard now? I usually try to grow a beard out for Movember. You know, the male cancer awareness and everything, and suicide awareness for males. I always try to grow that out for Movember.
So somebody asked, Debbie F asked, what type of job do you have now?
I work for the government, but I cannot specify for the safety of myself and my family.
Perfect. We will leave that at that then. That is perfectly fine. You know, my dad, I can tell he's like feeling a little left out.
No, it's fine. This is Corey's.
Yeah, I know. You're gonna get your interview. I'm gonna get somebody over, because every once in a while he'll like walk over and he'll be like, hee, like, you know, just make a face and try to goof us up.
That's really good.
Okay. Honey Boo Boo says, Phantom Pain, can you explain it?
Is this the real Honey Boo Boo, like the TV show?
I don't know.
Is this the real Honey Boo Boo? Because I remember there's a TV show.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, but,
Phantom Pain, can you explain it to those of us that are never experienced? Okay, so Phantom Pain. So, Phantom Pain is different with amputees, whether it's planned surgery or traumatic. Mine was traumatic. They've told me Phantom Pain will be there a limited time,
okay,
or the rest of your life, or you will have it in various degrees where it's painful or unpainful. I feel my right leg right now, and it's not there. I feel my right toe right there, but there are times where
So wait, you're saying right now you can feel?
Yeah, I can feel my right leg and it's not there. It's
that's
like, you know when you sit on your leg on the couch and then you get up and it's numb and you can't really walk. I feel that. So I constantly feel that. My endurance to pain is high because when you go to the doctor's office and they say, oh, you bumped your knee on the scale on 1 to 10, what is your pain level? And somebody goes 10. right? And they bumped their knee or they skinned their knee.
Mhm.
My pain level is different from everybody else's because having your leg amputated,
Nope.
that was probably the worst pain I've ever felt. You know, that
Yeah.
I'll probably say that I never given birth, but I'll probably say that I'm probably up there with someone who's given birth. I'll probably claim that, you know, that I've experienced.
Getting your leg knocked off.
Yeah.
Pretty rough.
Right. But I'll say that, like, I have a different intolerance to pain than other people do, you know, and so phantom pain, the tingly sensation may irritate somebody dramatically, but with me, I've become accustomed to it.
Okay.
You know, I've gotten used to it. But there are times where I feel the electric currents, like when you get shocked by an electric fence, it does keep me up at night. And then that's just a night that I just don't get sleep.
Wow.
You know, and I just said, okay, tomorrow's just going to suck. Because
Yeah.
I'm getting these electric currents and it's really jolting me and I can't get up and I'll try to get up and I'll put my leg on, I'll go walk around or whatever, you know, and it's just something I got to deal with. But it's not as severe as when it used to really, when my wound was so fresh. So,
Yeah.
and it's been, I don't know, 12 years now or something like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a while. So there's a couple questions. I don't really know what either of these ones mean, so you can decide if you want to answer.
Oh, okay. So I am a below the knee amputee.
Okay.
So I still have my right knee. I'm a below the knee amputee.
Okay, and then I don't know what this.
Allison, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yes, I did use the mirror therapy. It did help for a short a period of time.
Can you briefly explain what
Okay,
that is?
so the mirror therapy is when you put the mirror between your legs and you look at the reflection, so it looks like you're trying to trick your brain. So you're moving your foot and you can see your brain is seeing that there's 2 feet and you're moving your foot, you know, and it's trying to, because a lot of the phantom pain is your mind is trying to talk to the foot that's no longer there, and it's coming back, and it's like having some sensation and pain and stuff like that. And I've used medication like gabapentin. Gabapentin didn't work. It didn't work for me, that nerve medicine.
Okay, Vanessa Carmen asked, do you use hand controls in vehicles? And also to elaborate, if you don't, what do you do differently? Like how?
I drive with my left foot.
Well, there you go,
Yep.
folks.
I drive with my left foot. I don't use any hand controls.
Yeah, they told us not to do that in driver's ed, but I think you're okay with that.
Yep.
Let's see. Chris Busby says, I have pains in my feet, but I'm paralyzed from my knees down. Wow. Yeah. Let's see. Honey Boo Boo says they'll give us one guess if they're the real one. I kind of think that's implying it's not, but hey, if it is. Let's see. So right now we're just going through some of the comments. If you have questions, they can be, you know, anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be just whatever. Just send them through. Thank you to Amber for saying I did a great job in the interview.
Thank you, Amber.
Yeah. Let's see. Diana says gabapentin made me hallucinate. That's not good.
I didn't like gabapentin. I stopped taking it. A side effect that I was experiencing with gabapentin was it made me feel like I was constantly having like hot flashes. You know, like I was constantly like sweating and having hot flashes. I stopped taking it. I told the doctors I'm not taking this anymore.
Yeah. So I'm going to open it up. I'm just going to ask some random questions, and you can give as long of an answer as you want. But
Sure.
Just kind of quick fire ones.
Yeah.
So off the top of your head, where's the coolest place you've ever dove? That might be a hard one.
The coolest place I ever dove. You know, there's been a lot of cool places. I really love diving shipwrecks.
Okay.
And I talked to my friend who helped me with my DM certification. And I said, I want to be wreck certified. If I'm actually going diving these wrecks and penetrating these wrecks, maybe I should be certified just so I can, you know, have a little more knowledge or whatever. You know, but I'm not going deep into the wreck, but, you know, I'm going through some swim-throughs and stuff. And I would say with all these wrecks I would say, like, I really loved going down to Key Largo, Florida.
Okay.
I loved diving that Spiegel Grove wreck. I going to Bonaire. I really loved diving the Hilma Hooker wreck. You know, out here in the Puget Sound, We've done a lot of spearfishing on wrecks. There's some barges that one was standing up on its end that we dove. There was also the progression ferry that we dove.
Okay.
There was the Navy sunk a small ship out here that we went on and got some lingcod spearfishing. I just love diving wrecks. It's cool. It seems like whenever a big ship or boat sinks, a lot of life moves to it.
Yeah.
Moves right in. It's like, oh hey, we got some real estate going on, and all the fish move right into it, and makes it interesting. So I really love wreck diving.
So wildlife, that leads to the next question I have. What is in your mind, the coolest animal you've seen, or maybe most rare, just something off the top of your head? Some of the really cool ones, or maybe an animal you saw that when you saw it for the first time, you're like, whoa. Anything like that you can think of?
I would say the stingrays.
Okay.
So maybe not just like the southern stingray, but I don't know. I just thought the stingrays were really cool. I've seen them in Florida. I can't remember. It was somewhere in the Caribbean where we got to go feed them squid, and they would come up and they would, swim on you getting squid. That was really cool.
Yeah, it sounds wild.
I would say I really enjoyed the stingrays. Were really cool. Even the little ones, like down in Florida at the Blue Heron Bridge, the little yellow ones, where you kind of get them on your hand or stuff. We don't have rays out here in the Puget Sound. We have what they call a skate, which is kind of like a ray. And I've been they got like 2 black dots on their back, that looks like a pair of eyes looking at you. I've been able to pick them up, and I've out of all my dives, I've only seen like 3 of them.
Wow.
And they were all night dives, but I've been able to pick them up, and they just sit on your hand, and they're really chill. They're really a chill creature. But I would say like rays are really cool.
Kirsten Tuscan said, someone asked if you have more than one prosthetic leg with different functions.
Do I have more than one prosthetic leg?
I think they mean do you have different ones you
okay,
wear?
I have different legs. I have a leg that can get wet, that's in my dry suit. I have a leg that can get wet that I take on warm water trips with. I have a running leg, and then I have a leg that I wear every day.
So you have 4 legs.
Yeah, 4 legs currently.
Okay, cool.
Oh, who's your hero?
Yeah, Jim Miner. Yeah, what's up?
You're my hero, Jim Miner.
Oh man.
When I dove with Jim Miner, if somebody asked me who are the really top-notch divers, he's one of the divers I can think of. Like when I dove with him, his experience and his aura, he's so chill. He knows what he's doing. If I ever needed him for an impossible mission, I know that he would be up for the task. And we've worked together before, and thank you, Jim. You're one of my heroes.
I'm just going to ignore his comment that he said. Chris Busby said, do you think I assume a paraplegic could learn to dive?
What's that?
I think he said, do you think a paraplegic, could learn, or somebody's paralyzed could learn to dive? He was talking about being paralyzed below.
I thought that there was an article that I came across.
I'm not laughing about the topic, for the record.
No, there was an article that I came across, and I can't remember if it was online or if it was on a magazine, that they had somebody that was a paraplegic and they were wheelchair bound, and they were able to put them in the water with their wheelchair and go diving with their wheelchair. I remember seeing something like that, and it was like a few years ago when I saw it. But there was also a Coast Guard guy who was was he a double or triple amputee, something like that, where he had a hook, and they were able to help him with his BC and stuff, and he was still able to get in the water with some help, and with friends there diving with him, and he was still be able to dive with prosthetics and a prosthetic hook. So he was still able to dive.
Because in theory, if you're able to, if you have help and you're able to pressurize and all that, you should be, you in theory, you just need to help and to be in a safe location. You can probably get in the water and at least go under and breathe.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say you know, as long as you have dexterity where you can pinch your nose and equalize and everything like that, and still be able to work your BC and everything to be able to inflate and deflate, and yeah, I still think it's possible. Even if it was something where, you know, if it was you had somebody there constantly helping you, you can still make it happen.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So somebody asked how long ago was the accident. They said they were a bit behind, but
2009.
2009. All right. He said Chris Busby said I have spina bifida. I might have botched that.
Spina bifida.
Spina bifida, and can't use my legs, but paralyzed completely from the knees. Oh, can't use my legs, but paralyzed completely from the knees down. So yeah, I don't. Jim Miner though, he says Paras can absolutely dive. I've helped certify a fellow wounded vet who was paralyzed from the waist down, and he got certified. He just uses his hands instead of his feet for propulsion.
I do that too.
Okay.
I have, having two fins is pointless to me. I that's why I only dive with one fin. And people who don't know me think it's the weirdest thing. Like, I've literally, years ago, I was in Redondo, and I was diving, and that was back when I was doing a lot of macro photography. Mm-hmm. And I was taking a picture of, like, a nudibranch, like a white-lined Dirona. And I'm sitting there, my camera, I got my one fin, and this person, and I'm solo diving, because I'm solo dive certified back then, you know, and the person pulls me off the subject, and I'm like, what are you doing? And, like, I was going to put my knife in the person, you know, and, like, because you just ruined my shot. And they were, like, pulling me to point at my fin, and I'm like, yeah, I got one fin. And he was acting like he was going to, like, rescue me, and I'm just like, go away, you know? Like, leave me alone. So I go back, so I just do this to him, and then I go back to sit on the subject so I can take a picture, and then he pulls me again off the subject, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to poke this guy with my knife. And he was pointing at my leg, and I said, yeah, okay, go away now, you know? And so I go back, and then in the parking lot, he was like, you're the guy with the one fin. And I'm like, yeah.
You're the guy I wanted
to
stab.
Where's your other fin? I'm like, go. I was like, bro, I got one leg. I don't need a fin for my fake leg. I'm not going to kick the fake leg, so why should I wear a fin on it? So I only wear one fin.
Yeah.
You know? And so so I use my upper body to help propulsion if I need to go fast. If I don't need to go fast, my one leg is good enough. I just look at my compass heading. I say, okay, that's where I need to go, and then I'll go that direction. I'll kick with my one leg. If I need to go faster, I'll use my upper body. If I need to steer, I'll use my upper body. So yeah, you could totally use your upper body for propulsion.
And then, like, add to that, Jim Miner says there are these cool web gloves that you can get that make hand swimming easier.
Yes, I've seen those gloves. I have not tried them. I thought about getting them for, like, warm water trips, but, like, some places don't want you wearing gloves because they don't want you touching the reef, you know? So, yeah, I mean, you could totally get the web gloves. I think even if you were snorkeling, you know, they'd be good. What would Sam say?
I can't say what he had to say, but Dad is, you know, I think he's feeling left out. Do you want to come sit with us? Like, just.
Hey, look, my wife.
Okay, your wife.
Oh, my wife said something. Okay, here, my wife said something.
Well, you better answer that question.
My wife is Cooper's Pacific Northwest Homestead. She's going to start doing all the farm updates.
There we go.
That'll free me up from doing editing on other stuff. So she's got a big question. What are some other activities that are still challenging you? Are you hoping to overcome squats, riding a bike, or bowling? Okay.
No, so she's asking, like, what's some things you haven't been able to do very well that you're hoping to get better
I used to run a mile a day. My mile was under 8 minutes. My mile and a half was 12:30. And running a mile a day, you know, I used to be able to drink beer, eat pizza, and run a mile a day and still lose weight. That's what it was, having two legs. But now, I'll get on the treadmill, and I'll get my mile done, and it usually takes, like, anywhere from, like, 12 to 17 minutes to get my mile done. Yeah, so I wish I could have my speed back and be able to run as fast, but I don't like to squat. you know, because it's hard to squat with a prosthetic leg. And what was her other one? Riding a bike? Yeah, I don't think I can ride a bike. It'd be too hard. I try to go into the gym well, first of all, even when I had 2 legs, you can't burn any cardio riding a bike. It's just get on the treadmill.
Yeah.
You know, so riding a bike is pointless to me. And then what was her other one?
Squats, was that one?
Squats, riding a bike, and then a couple more.
She says you've been struggling with getting the chores done.
Yeah, right?
That's what
Yeah, I'm
she's
sure.
been saying.
One more.
I
one
missed
more.
it. Oh. You know, bringing him over here is actually safer and going to be more productive than what he was doing.
All right, yeah, guys, I've kind of been.
Or bowling.
bowling.
Bowling. Okay, so I can bowl. It takes me a little bit to get used to how I bowl with a 16. I think the ball size 16
pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, and I bowl with a 16. It just takes me a while to get used to it. There's no problem with bowling.
Okay, but what's your score
You know
when you bowl?
that.
What's your score when you bowl though?
I don't know. I don't keep score.
That's what somebody with a bad score.
I'm like an average or below average bowler.
Don't worry.
I know she's been telling me she wants to go bowling, so I think that's a subliminal message.
A sub.
She wants me to take her bowling one day or
Yeah,
something.
for me, a good game's like 115.
Yeah,
So.
she just texted me and said, you've been having trouble getting the dishes done. She didn't text. She didn't text.
Well,
I'm just joking around.
I could see her doing that. Yeah, I can see her sending that.
So since we have you here,
I do the dishes.
Yeah.
Since we have him here, is there any questions you have, like anything that you can think of? You just want to come and cause problems. And...
Well, no, I was kind of fooling around a little bit behind
yeah,
the
if
camera.
you see me giggling, especially when we're talking about sensitive subjects.
No, I wasn't doing it during sensitive subjects.
It kind
Anyway.
of was. But if you see me giggling, it was because he was over here trolling. Right. We're over here.
Can you? Let's see. When the
Pressure. They're asked about the
Barometric
barometric
pressure
is going to change. I personally.
Why does it feel like this person's like a dive instructor asking me this question? the barometric
Can you
pressure.
identify when the
Okay.
barometric pressure changes?
I don't think so.
So when the weather's changing,
Yeah,
do you feel it? Do you
No,
feel it?
I don't think so. But I have heard people with surgeries who have like metal implants.
Mhm.
I have heard of them being able to notice stuff like that. You know, I don't have any metal implants in my body that I know of. They basically just filed down the tib fib bone and wrap the muscle around it and stitched it up. You know, so I
that
don't
you
have-
know of.
Yeah.
I know of, so-
Wait, what do you mean that you know of? Like, if we take a metal detector,
Yeah,
we should
I
do
don't
it
know.
one time.
Yeah, right.
that's the next thing I want to get.
Oh, the metal detector?
Underwater metal
So,
detector.
Yes.
so speaking of underwater metal detecting, Cooper actually does a lot of that. So I'd love to hear about, like, so you recently actually went to Bon Air. Did you metal detect when you were out?
Yes, I did, and I was able to just take all those detecting clips and put it into one video, and I did find some stuff, and it'll be on a video later. You know, and it was really cool, and I did come across some really cool creatures metal detecting. You know, like queen conch and lionfish and stuff. So it was really cool. I did find some stuff, but it's on a later video. Oh. Jason from 3AM Forge, if you could give one piece of advice for someone that is going through something similar, what would that be?
Yeah, we touched on that, but you can give a quick summary.
You know, don't give up.
Yeah.
There are people that love you, you know, your family, your friends. Keep your mind and body busy, you know, and even if it's very challenging for somebody to get out of the house, try to find something that you could even do just at home, you know, and I'll tell you this, like, there is a great deal that I would just, like, going to school, you know, so I'd be doing a lot of homework at home, I'd be playing a lot of computer games, catching up on Netflix and stuff like that, you know. I did a lot of that at home, kept myself busy, better than just sitting there and drinking and sulking.
Yeah. All right, let's go down, see if we got any new ones.
I'm also going to be monitoring the chat.
Yeah.
See if there's any questions that you guys have for Cooper.
Oh, Tracy. So Tracy also has some fire experience. I think she's from Eastern Washington.
Tracy Ocean Fire,
Yeah,
777.
I think she's from Eastern Washington. No, sadly, I've been working for the state for 5 years now, and I want to say like 4 years ago I gave it up because the work was just taking up so much of my time, plus doing the overtime. And I said, okay, I'm gonna have to give up the fire department, and it was sad. A part of me was like, wow, I'm gonna walk away from this, but no matter what, I want to stay involved in search and rescue at least. Search and rescue requires a lot less time. Plus, they wanted a lot of us to pull extra shifts, and it was to a point where the thought I was pulling 2 to 4 shifts a month, and then they were trying to say they wanted us to double that, and I said, so you want me to pull double the shifts so I don't get any days off?
Crazy.
So I said this was a great time to kind of exit the fire department.
So Exploration Togetherness, aka Renee, said, Sam, are you causing trouble? Are you causing trouble?
No,
I mean, not anymore.
No,
now that
we're
I
just
got him
having-
in, I got him in front. Oh, I got him in front of the camera. Now he's behaving.
I had to come sit by him now so I can behave myself. He's like, says, Dad, you're gonna sit by me.
Yeah, you got to sit down and sit in timeout.
There's Frank. Hey, Frank.
Hey, Frank.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man. So, actually, one of the a statement was, or actually rather from your wife, was talk about TSA.
With your leg, how was it?
Yeah, have you had an experience traveling and?
Yes. So I bring my water leg with me because of my normal leg. I can't get wet. So I usually put my water leg. I started putting it in the suitcase now because when I had it in my carry-on bag, my hiking pack, my carry-on bag. Oh, we need to take it out. We need to swab it. We need to check it. Blah blah blah. And I said, oh, okay. So I started putting that in the suitcase now, if I got room for it. So, but the leg I wear every time, 100% of the time, I travel and I go through TSA, and we have that pre-check or whatever we paid for. They have to like swab me for explosives residue. They have to swab my hands, my shoes, my prosthetic leg. Other than that, it's been so inconsistent with TSA. Sometimes my interactions, I would say 80% of my times my interactions are nice. The other 20% of the time they're rude to me. Like they tell me, don't take your shoes off, because just go through the scanner. Okay? And then I got people, take your shoes off. I said, no, I'm going through the scanner. No, I told you to take your shoes off. And I said, no, I'm going through the scanner. That's what I was always told. And I said, well, I'd like to see your policy on how you interact with people with amputations, prosthetics, and no, listen, you listen to me when I'm talking to you. I'm like, great, so I'm being talked down to by TSA, where now they're rubbing their hands on my crotch and they're questioning me and taking my stuff apart. And I had people rub. This guy was putting his hands on the prosthetic leg, and I was looking at him like, he was mad because I had a tissue in my pocket when I went through the scanner, because I patted myself down. I didn't feel anything, but I had a tissue, because I was blowing my nose, and so I didn't feel it. So he got pissed off at me. He said, I told you to take everything out of your pockets. And so I went through the scanner. So now he's gonna pat down my prosthetic leg. And I said, what are you doing? Are you hoping for a trap door to open or something? I said, unless you make these, you don't even know what you're doing. Yeah, he's, some 19-year-old kid pissed off. So my interactions, I would say, like, if you travel with me, most of the time it's pleasant, and sometimes you're just going to have to wait a couple extra minutes while I'm playing the whole back and forth with them.
Yeah. Somebody said, did you ever get your window fixed? And did you figure out what happened?
So, most likely a rock. The moles pushed up more dirt, and I didn't get the rocks. And a lawnmower caught a rock and broke a window, and it's going to cost a little bit of money. So,
what the? Yeah,
it's gonna be open war on the moles soon.
Yeah, almost every time I go through, I'm always the one that gets pulled aside and gets the whole, all right, you have to come over here. We're gonna pat you down.
Yeah.
Every time.
I tell myself, I said, the next time someone's gonna pat me down and put their hands on my crotch, I'm just gonna start whispering stuff to them. I'm just gonna start. I'll make it so uncomfortable for them. I'm sorry, but I got to make it fun for me too. I might even see if I can have somebody that comes with me film the whole thing, because my wife filmed it one time where the guy was putting his hands on my crotch and I could feel him on my crotch, and she did a loop to where it did this over and over on my crotch like a loop, and I was like, and the expression on my face was like I was annoyed,
Well, that's better than you're annoyed.
Better than that's a different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
there's another expression.
Yeah.
Tracy Oceanfire said, if only a trap door on your leg that had a spring-loaded boxing glove.
That's great.
I mean, I'll tell you this. If I really wanted to smuggle stuff in a prosthetic leg, it can be done. But would I do it? No. It's not worth my time. I can understand that they're doing their job and they're keeping us safe while we travel, but I mean, it is what it is, and they're just being cautious. They're just doing what they're supposed to do, but they're not all the TSAs and all the different airports are not on the same page.
Yeah.
Or policy. One day I am going to have to look up their policy and carry it and print it out and carry it in my back pocket. That way when they challenge me, I'll just pull it out and show them show them their own policy.
How often does that happen? I mean, how often do you get hassled or get?
I would say probably 1 in 6 times.
All right.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
And it's always out of Houston. It's always out of the Houston airport too. I don't know what it is, but we just came back through Houston on this last trip. And I was like, sure enough, it was just always that airport, the TSA there.
3 a.m. Forge, a.k.a. Jason, a.k.a. The GOAT, said, what is one of the bucket list locations you want to dive at? This is for all of us.
Oh, that's really good.
I can start. I'll start anywhere warm and tropical. I've had a diving career of coldness, which will be changing soon because my dry suit is ordered and on the way, but I would love to go somewhere tropical and warm, basically anywhere, because my dives have been mostly in cold Pacific Northwest waters, so just anywhere warm. What about
Looks like he's still thinking.
You go for it.
Okay. Shoot. Well, I can't really. I don't know. There's so many different places and types of creatures in the different areas. I probably a warm dive. I've done warm dives before. I mean, here, where we live, we got to put on a lot of gear, and it's something that just feels free and natural when you just put on the BCD and you go for it. But we're probably, doing that, with my loved ones. As far as like a particular spot, I really can't, place a particular spot. I think, diving with my family and my loved ones in a warm spot where everyone's enjoying, that'd be the ideal circumstances. Kyler dives. My other two kids are interested, and also Renee has recently also expressed interest. So just having a family dive trip, and maybe even her son Xander might want to dive one day.
Yeah.
So that'd be a really cool situation.
Yeah, the Galapagos, like something like
Yeah.
that, or just Also, because what you're talking about with limited gear, I know I dove once this summer when it was like 100 and some degrees out, and I didn't have to wear a wetsuit. It was so warm. So that was so fun. You think of anything?
And I will tell you, when you go from wetsuit to dry suit and go somewhere warm where you don't have to wear a suit and just shorts, tank top, BC, that's life.
Yeah.
I really envy the people who live in those areas of the world where they don't need an exposure suit to go diving. But for me, if there's somewhere where I really want to dive, I'll tell you what, I've always thought, like, the iconic thing was like the blue hole off of Belize, the big blue hole. But I also would love to just kind of like dive with, whale sharks or dolphins or something like that. But I would say like diving the blue hole, that big iconic destination off of Belize, or a location where I get to go actually dive with whale sharks and see them right there. Now
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've dove with whale sharks in an aquarium, in the Georgia Aquarium, but to be in the wild, to dive with them and like be able to touch them, or a dolphin, that'd be amazing.
Frank Burnham of FK Burnham says, have any of you ever dived in a hot spring?
No, but Utah. Somebody was telling me about Utah.
Yeah, I went to me and my girlfriend, we were traveling to Nevada, and there's like this it's like for elderly resort, and they have this giant hot springs. I don't know where it even is. Just somewhere in between. And you can just like, if you're sneaky, you can just show up and go get in the water.
My wife.
What'd she say?
Pelagics. Diving with pelagics.
What is that?
A pelagic's like a
shark, like
shark
ocean-going
or a
shark.
big ray, you know, yeah.
Ocean going.
Yeah.
They go all over
Ninja
the
Mama
place.
asked how old I am. Any guesses? Anybody want to guess how old I am in the chat? Anybody want to guess?
Yeah, see how old is Kyler?
Yeah, how old do you guys think I am? Because I don't know if my...
So I'll give you. Should we tell them how old I am, and then maybe?
Yeah,
they can
yeah.
Okay, so I'm 39. I'm gonna turn 40 next month.
Oh, next month.
Yeah, that's next month is January.
Next month you're middle-aged.
No, I'm not middle aged until I'm like 53. I'm gonna live to be 106.
Is that
Okay, I hope so.
Is that middle age? 53?
Yeah.
All right, people are guessing 21, 26, 21, 23, 22. Man, 26.
Jeez.
I'm a boomer. Wait, if I was 26,
I'd be that. Yeah.
you would have been...
Maybe 20, 45. Something
Four,
like
oh, that's my girlfriend. That
I'm
said
gonna
45.
say 23.
Wait, you don't know how old I am?
No, I'm gonna say 23.
Okay, I am 21.
21.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 21. That's interesting. My girlfriend thought I was 45 this whole time. She might be disappointed to find
45.
Yeah, she's not dating an older man.
No, apparently not.
Kyler is 25. His hair is 67. My hair, heyo, my hairline is not that of a 67.
I'm waiting for him to do the whole.
No, it's the Bob Ross.
I'm waiting for him to
He's got
do
the Bob
yeah.
Ross going here. Look at that.
Or he could do it like the whole Don King thing, where it's all straight up, you know.
I mean, that's happened before. Yeah, so with my hair, so I go through a cycle where it's in braids and then it's poofed out, in braids, poofed out. And so you're actually in the video, spoiler alert, there's a video coming this week. I do have the braids in. But yeah, I just take it out and then, you know, it's poofed and then I get it done in a week or two. So that's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah. Any more questions?
My mom asked if she could guess how old I was. I would hope you'd know and remember how old I was, Mom. Billy Preston from the 70s. I don't know who
Billy Preston? I'll look up Billy Preston real quick.
No.
See if you look like Billy Preston while you're looking at the questions.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Kyler Ross, a happy mistake. Oh no. As long as my dad doesn't say I was a happy mistake, I think we're good.
I remember Bob Ross when they had those episodes. Happy trees. Such work. Do a happy tree right here. Happy
Billy
tree right
Preston.
there.
I don't think
Oh wow, Kyler.
I don't think I'm gonna let my hair get like this.
I don't know if you can see, but
Oh, you definitely can't. He kind of looks. Just picture Lamar.
Billy Preston.
Yeah, picture Lamar Jackson from the Ravens, but with a massive afro, and you get Billy Preston.
All right.
It's kind of the.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah,
At least in that picture.
You got a little ways to go. Yeah.
Somebody says, Sam, what do you look like without a hat?
Like that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. There you go. That's what he looks like without a hat.
Oh wow. Okay, so Miner's saying about okay. So what kind of chickens do I have? So I currently have my wife and I have
Extra
16
crispy?
chickens. 3 of them are Banties. 2 of them are Barred Rocks. We got some Rhode Island Reds. We got the Golden Sexlings, I think they're called. We have a really dark colored one. I can't remember what that one is called. And but we have like total of 16 chickens. We get about a dozen eggs a day.
So, your wife asks, how many tattoos do you have, and when will you get one of your wife? Your wife wants to know.
What are you talking about? I have this whole one on my back arm is for you. Her initials are even in here somewhere. I don't know. I don't know how many tattoos I have. I have too many, but I do plan on eventually finishing my arm. I think we're gonna do a spearfishing tribute to the rest of my arm, and I think I'm gonna have my dad in his Mark V deep diving suit. A photo I have of him tattooed on my back calf. So we'll finish my arm and my leg after I help pay for a window and some other stuff.
How many tattoos do you have?
I 0.
Yeah, I have my whole chest. No, I actually don't have any tattoos. No tattoos.
Instead of thug life, it says love life.
Yes. Do not have.
Yeah, no tattoos.
You want a banner with your full name and social security number?
That's
Where do you
fire.
mean, where do you mean put that? Like across my chest? Maybe I'll tell you what. I'll get my
Oh,
I'll get the Cooper's Amputee Lifestyle and the pirate flag
Leslie,
tattoo.
What?
Leslie started something because now Renee is saying that I need to get one of her.
No, I think I personally have the
So-
belief that you should only get tattoos of your kids' names, but if you want to go farther, you can. But,
So the tattoo I have on here is of Leslie
uh-huh.
that she picked.
Okay,
Oh, no.
She picked
let's
this.
bring this in here then, guys.
So
It kind of looks like a mountain. I'm not
So
gonna lie.
Leslie picked this. Yeah, it's Mount.
That's about as
Mount
far as it
Fuji
goes.
or where- yeah. So Leslie picked this. It took a couple sessions to get done, and she's the frog, and she's carrying the basket. The one basket has the laundry. The other basket has the octopus. That's the food. And that's Leslie. She picked this one, for me to get done.
And
And
that's a representation of her bringing you
her
food and doing
initials-
your laundry.
Her initials are right here, carved in a heart in the tree.
Well, that's fire.
right there.
Okay.
Which she is not happy with. She wants it bigger. She wants a big banner.
Okay,
There's
so-
another initials hidden in here too.
So does that mean so what I'm interpreting, so what I'm getting from this is your wife looks you think your wife looks like a frog.
No,
Okay.
that's her spirit animal.
Oh, okay.
My spirit animal is the octopus.
Okay. So wait, you're the food then?
So you're
I
gonna get.
guess.
So Leslie's going. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, we're just not gonna.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyways, it's getting off track here.
I was about to go 2 left.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, just send us a few more questions or just nonsense and we'll answer, and then I think we should think about wrapping it up soon.
Yeah, just real quick, I'd like to say, in my experience, knowing Corey, he's been really encouraging. He's always been, just awesome, and he is the one that got me into doing search and recovery type stuff, and he's just been a good friend and a good brother, and he's the guy that I don't have to call every day, or I don't have to call every week, or sometimes we might go a month or two without talking, but everything is still good, and there's no love loss. We can just pick right up, where we left off, and and I really appreciate your friendship.
Absolutely. And I know like before this whole YouTube thing, Sam and I would be like, yeah, let's go diving, and they'd be like, oh, I got the kids this weekend. No worries. I know Sam's a family man. I totally get it, and so he'd go spend time with family, or we had a photo contest with the dive club, and he had the kids. I was like, bring him down. Let's show him the photos, and then the Mass Center had the aquarium, so it was really cool meeting his kids, and showing them the little critters in the aquarium and stuff, and it was really neat, and Sam's really big, family orientated, and I respect that of him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Vanessa Carmen said, did your accident change your personality?
Yes, it did. It made me a bitter person, and but deep down inside, I was a very loving, happy, big sense of humor kind of person. So it did. It changed my personality, and then it took a while for some of my old personality traits to come back. So there are times where I am just still bitter and upset because the struggles are still real. That's why I try to do stuff to stay mentally active and mentally healthy. Because it's not fun. It's not a rodeo going through this.
Now, I have a question for you. Now you do some of the coolest stuff in my opinion. You're always active. I've never known you to sit still and never just not do anything. You're either editing videos, you're into photography, you're doing stuff on the farm, you're metal detecting, you're diving. You're an extremely active person. Do you think that you would have done all of these things if you didn't have to push to do it so hard? Do you think the fact that you don't have a leg, that you had to push, has gotten you to do more in life?
That was kind of actually the vibe I was getting just from hearing it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I really try to do those things now that I had my close call with death. And remember, I should not be here. I bled out. They had to resuscitate me. They were doing compressions on me.
Wow.
I should not be here. But I am here for a reason, and that was kind of like what is my reason I'm here? That's why I kind of went back to the search and rescue, kind of went back to the fire department, you know, try to see if I can help people, but maybe I can try to be inspirational and stuff on my channel, you know, try to help people, you know, down the road. I feel like, yeah, I'd do more because, like, back when I had 2 legs, my average work week would be like, I'd go to work, I'd come home, I'd meet up with my friends, you know, we'd go out for some drinks, or we would, if it was the summertime, we'd go out to the river and we go float the river. You know, I'd take my motorcycle, would ride with a few people, and yeah, that was pretty much it. You know, my life is better now than it seems like it's better now than it was before then. You know, because of how active I am. Yeah,
Wow.
you know, doing all these things in a more positive light.
Yeah, so you never know what plans, you know, there are for you until they happen.
I have another question. So, I mean, we leave names out of it, of course, but have you ever had anyone that lost a limb, lost a leg, or not lost, you know, and then came to you and you were able to support them and help them along, you know, help with their transition? Have you ever had anyone come to you?
There was a couple people, you know, there's a couple people that lost their leg after me, you know. Scott lost his leg after me when he worked on a train, you know, that was his job, and working the railroad and stuff, and you know, after that I was kind of there saying, you know, I'm not here to kind of push stuff on you, but this is what worked for me. Take it or leave it, you know. Just, you know, let me know I'm here if you ever need me. You know, I don't know if I helped motivate or inspire him in any way. You know, I mean, I know he was able to also go back into the fire department, which is great. And he's able to go in search and rescue too. You know, and he's a diver and very very, you know, active as well. And I kind of hope that I helped him along his way. There was another person, one of my old search and rescue and firefighting buddies up north, you know, they said, hey, we just had a friend, she lost her leg in a motorcycle accident, you know, and I was there. I kind of messaged her and her mom, and I said, you know, this is kind of what I do, you know, if you have any questions, let me know, you know, I'm here, you know, and there's a couple websites or groups, you know, the Amputee Coalition on Facebook, you know, there's also a first responder, amputee first responder, whatever, Facebook group that people can go up there, you know, that they can talk to other first responders that are dealing with an amputation or disability. You know, so there's a lot of resources, not just myself, but there's resources out there. But I've only can recall a couple people who were talking to me about that I personally know, and I hope something that I did kind of help push them in that direction.
So, you know, for me, you know, watching your channel and I'll tell you guys, you know, watching his channel, you know, seeing the stuff that he does, you know, as an amputee, you know, it does inspire me, you know, somebody, you know, who has 2 legs, you know, just to even do more, you know, because I see you pushing, I see you still living, I see you still doing these things, you know, and when I think about it, it's just, you know, life is a blessing, and every moment's a blessing, you know. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, me
you know,
too.
I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that you're going and having adventures, and you're encouraging others. And I mean, you're doing a beautiful thing.
And I would never thought I would be here. You know, back then I would never thought I would be here. You know, but I'm glad that I stuck with it. You know, and I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here, man. Love you, brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Love you too. And somebody had a question up here, but I missed it.
Let's see. We're looking for the question.
Actually, I gotta do a little back office stuff. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, did you ever go up a little more? Did I ever get on a bike again, or okay? So.
Oh yeah, the motorcycle. He was on a motorcycle for people.
So
joining.
my motorcycle was totaled.
Yeah.
So we sold it for parts. And because the guy was going so fast, he hit it, bent the forks and everything, just totaled it. And so I recently went to Ocean Shores a couple months ago, and they had a moped that you can rent for like $50. I was like, that'd be fun, you know. So I was on the moped, you know. It didn't go as fast as a motorcycle, you know. I mean, the fastest I've been on a motorcycle was 142 miles an hour. And when you're on a bike, you can easily do 120 just getting on the freeway. It's not hard on a motorcycle. But on a moped, you know, that's like scooting along at like 20 miles an hour, you know, I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but it just doesn't go as fast. But yeah, it was pretty neat riding a little moped. Would I do it again? Sure, I'd ride a little moped again.
Yeah.
Would I get on a motorcycle? I mean, here's the thing: when you're on a motorcycle, you don't have to just worry about what you're doing. You have to worry about what the drivers are doing, or what the wildlife is doing. I hit a deer my first year on a motorcycle.
Wow.
You know, I clipped a deer. I kept the bike up.
That's a flag waving.
Oh,
yeah,
but I
hear it sounds like the door's trying to get shimmied, but it's actually a flag waving.
I was picturing a seagull tapping on something outside. But yeah, no, you have to, like, I kept the bike up, but I clipped a deer, you know, and you gotta be careful. So you just...
So this is actually a good question. Have you always been extroverted? So real quick, Corey is very. It's
also
friendly.
from my wife.
He's extremely friendly. If you ever meet him, he'll chat you up. He's happy to meet you. He's just a friendly dude. Have you always been friendly?
Have I always been friendly?
Or before you're...
or like extrovert.
Extroverted, yeah.
Sure.
Extroverted. Yeah, all right.
Sure.
All right.
There's somebody asking a question, which I think is a good lead into tomorrow. Somebody asked, can sonar be used to locate a person?
Absolutely.
And that leads to tomorrow. Him and I are on his channel. We're planning on taking the boat out and doing a little sonar practice tomorrow on a live. So
yeah, to do a little bit of an update sonar practice. As many of you guys know, I recently got all the pieces together to start doing sonar, and we just want to kind of get everything dialed in. We're just going to do a little practice. So we're going to hang out and just do a little bit of a live, kind of a hangout session, and showing the boat and the process. There is a cab of a pickup that the local rescue group uses for training. So I know where that's at, kind of in the water, the general area. So we're just going to try to locate that and get all the knobs and buttons turned where they need to be.
Yeah. So tomorrow, if you want to hear us talk more, be sure to tune into that.
I'm hoping to talk less. And I'm thinking you'll talk.
Yeah, I didn't talk as much as I thought I would. So I think my voice will be fresh.
Well, really, bro, he's the one that's supposed to be doing all the talking. Though.
No, he's.
No, ask me questions, people.
Yeah, he's.
What questions you got?
Yeah.
Before I go back into my cave and wait till it's, what is it, the groundhog waits till winter is over, whatever?
Something like that.
Until I see my own shadow.
Jim Miner, sounds like American Lake. How'd you ever guess? How would you know something like that, Jim? Let's see. So yeah, if you have any more questions, go ahead and send them through. If not, I think we can kind of start to wrap it up a little bit. I think we got the main questions I really wanted out there. So yeah, I really appreciate everybody joining, especially when so much of it was just, you guys watching us. I know that's what you're here for, but it was nice to... I really appreciate you guys just watching and letting us kind of ignore your questions and just, our comments and just talk when we were. So.
Even for me though, as being his friend and knowing him, for long, there's a lot of questions that that I had never asked or things that I never knew. So, I mean, so it was definitely insightful, for me, and I am going to probably watch this again. I'm probably going to go through kind of hear what was going on, and because I may have missed a few questions when I was down there, but it was just it was really nice to to get to know you a little better, Corey.
No, appreciate that. Yeah,
because usually when we hang out, we just hang out.
yeah, and one of the big reasons I sent him some of the questions ahead of time was I wanted to make sure he was okay with talking about this stuff, because that was some deep stuff you're talking about. Like if you're just joining us.
I typed it out too, just because I was like, in case I start fumbling around.
And something else about Corey, I want to let people know that Corey is always like super prepared for everything. So where other people that I know, I'm not going to mention any names, they're more like fly by the seat of their pants. I mean, I have a general, idea of where we're going, but Corey is always prepared. He's always organized. He always goes above and beyond.
I try my best. It's not like this all the time.
No, it is. It is like that all the time. All the time. That's all the time. He always has it together, and I think
I try.
That's something definitely to strive for.
I try. When I...
And Sam, somebody says I cheat at bocce ball.
What?
I just rely on my resources. I wasn't cheating.
I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
I'll just let it go.
So I don't know, about a month or so ago, Renee and I met up with Corey and his wife, and we went up here, and there's a place where we played bocce, and the way that I cheated is actually I brought Renee. Renee is always good at games, so so she came in, and she's a secret weapon.
Oh, nice.
It was the first time I played that Leslie and I played bocce, but it was interesting, you know. So in the future, we'll be a little bit more prepared, you know the rules a little bit more better.
So is there anything you'd like to say at all? Anything that you want to get out before we wrap this up?
Anything you want to confess?
Yeah, so I just, my wife and I just got back from Bonaire Island, and I edit videos. I go to work. I come home. I edit videos. I'm up to like 3 a.m. editing videos.
Wow.
And then I go to bed and I get up at like 10 o'clock. And then, I try to do a little bit of PT, and then I get on ready for work, and, it's like, so you'll see my main release day is on Thursday, and you'll start seeing these videos from Bonaire. I already have a few of them out already, and so you'll see those videos coming out, and show me some support, go on there, and
where can they find? Where can they find you? What are your
Cooper's Amputee Lifestyle, and Yep, we're doing all the Bonaire videos, and then I got maybe something else planned, and so we'll see, guys, what's going on, and if you guys want to see some other interesting things, comment on there and let me know what you guys want to see. You want to see a little bit more metal detecting or whatever, but a lot of people really like the tropical diving, because it's like, so especially it's so different from our waters here, because we can't see past like 5 feet sometimes. But you go out there, you can see 100 feet. You see all these beautiful fish, so go on there and let me know what you guys want to see in the future. Because like I said, I'm using my channel just to kind of show the world how I'm able to live through life and be happy and positive. So let me know if you guys want to see something interesting, and I'm gonna do some more work with Sam and Kyler, and so you're gonna see us in the water too. So
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. Soon, get the dry suit in. Yep. So, anyways, guys, I think we can close. I'd like to thank Dad, Sam the Adventure Man, for hosting. my father with the awkward handshake, Sam the Adventure Man. And I honestly really would like to thank you, Corey.
Thank you.
Your story was inspirational, and there's a lot of stuff that, I think that there's a lot of things that people can take from that. So I really appreciate your time and you telling us and being open. So anyways, guys, just expect tomorrow we're planning on doing a live stream, me and him, on his channel, Sam the Adventure Man. And then Wednesday I'm planning to put out a video I've been working on. So keep your eyes out for that. And other than that, thank you for joining us, and if you want to do the honors of...
I get to send us off? All right, guys, real quick, before you guys do leave, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. It helps the algorithm, it helps the YouTube, it helps my son. And also, guys, make sure you guys check out Corey on Cooper's Amputee Lifestyle.
And my wife, Cooper's Pacific Northwest Homestead. I'm getting her to start doing the homestead updates.
Okay.
So I'll kind of give her the reins on that. So you guys should check it out, and she'll have some chickens and goats and some of the awesome stuff we see. Working a little farm.
That's good.
So,
that's
check
good.
that out.
That's good. It kind of, since you guys are both doing it, kind of brings you together.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
awesome.
Then you guys, that's awesome. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and hearing. Thank you, Corey. Everything was it was inspirational. Hearing your story and your perspective. And I think a lot of people could take that and use it and apply some of the things in their life for what they're going through, because everyone's going through something. So thank you for your openness and sharing.
Thank you.
Stay positive. Keep pushing forward.
And guys, thanks for being here.
And we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.